Guys, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. What was I gonna say now? My friends asked me, do I believe in Unai Emery? And it got me thinking, because I must admit I am tossing and turning. Do I believe in him? Yes, I believe in what he's trying to implement. I believe he's a man that knows what he's talking about, that has a clear way of playing, that can galvanize a side, that's no nonsense. So I do believe in him. I take all of what he's trying to implement. But do I wholeheartedly believe in him, people? I'd say no, and that's not a bad thing, because seeing is believing at the end of the day, to be honest with you. I'll be lying if I said that if it was I'll be backing him in the same way I'll be backing him in the sense of if Pep Guardiola or someone of that stature took the club over. Um, I believe in him. I believe in what he's trying to implement. But I'd say if you ask me out of 100, I'd say 85% at this current moment in time. I'm behind him. I'll defend him. I'll back him. And things like that. But yeah, man, seeing is believing to a degree. So I'm not gonna sit here and say 100% I'm behind my man. Like I am 100% behind him in the sense that he has my support. I'm not gonna be saying Unai Emery out next week and things like that. But in regards to what he's trying to do, I'm behind him. But there's 15 or so percent that's seeing is believing sort of thing that will decrease as we go on and go on and go on and all these things. But yeah, I believe in him because I'm seeing things that gives me confidence. I mean, you're seeing the good things. You finally started Lacazette and Aubameyang. Hopefully that starts. You're seeing an improvement defensively, if we can say that. Whether it's games against Chelsea where both teams were a bit poor defensively, but we looked a bit better, and we probably took his tactics in a literal sense a bit too much. I mean, against City, sorry, not against Chelsea. Against Chelsea, you saw the counter-attacking thing. You saw us again try. In fact, against Chelsea, we tried to be a bit better defensively. Probably respect them a bit too much. So, yeah, playing out from the back is being implemented, and you saw the goal against Chelsea. So you're seeing certain good things or good attributes. I'm actually, I know stats won't back it up, but the two previous seasons, I don't feel we took advantage of set pieces enough. I'm liking how we're dangerous. We're looking from set pieces, whether it's just normal crosses or fancy worked ones on the training ground. And I like, Emery's no nonsense. I mean, if he doesn't, as he'll praise you before a game, quite rightly so. But if you're not cutting the mustard, you'll come off, and you'll keep your space if you deserve it. So I'm yet to be 100% convinced, but I like what I'm seeing. The issues I have is when Unai Emery is meant to come. I know it's early, but I was hearing compactness in midfield and things like that. I don't see it. Like I really don't see it. It's all three midfielders or two midfielders, however you want to look at it, in a pivot. They're not really moving in a system together. They're not really, and again, it will take time. So I'm being a bit harsh, but I'm not really seeing that. The creativity looks like an issue in midfield as well, specifically the central mids. The flanks, for me, shoehorning too many creative players into the side. In Mkhitaryan and Ozil, just because they played on the flanks specifically. Yeah, they are wingers, but they want to be inside creative mid, so they're always going to fall to guilty habits, and that's leaving Bellerin and Monreal doubled up on against. We've seen that in about 2-3 games now on a general basis, and I'm not seeing it fixed. So while I'm seeing that them two players in particular are trying to defend, they're slipping into old habits. So I would have thought a bit more cerebral approach on the right hand side, especially could have been applied in that you played Bellerin and Liechtenstein for example. On the playing front, yes, Reece Nelson needs to develop and he needs to get games, and you work with him every day and stuff, or did, and before his loan. If you don't concede that he's ready, then loaning him out is the best thing. But considering we have hardly any wingers and he's the only out and out winger we have at this club, bit of suicide to let him go. The Callum Chambers thing, you said Callum Chambers is vital and then you let him go on loan for the same reasons, calm, but we do look a bit weak at centre half. I mean, it doesn't sound right in the sense that Koscielny will come back soon. You got Socrates, Mustafi, Holding, and Mavropanos. So yeah, one will probably go out on loan. So I'm reaching a bit there, but you get the point. Defensively, we're still not looking a bit street smart enough for me as well. So there are some negatives I'm getting at, if you can say that. So he has my conviction. I do believe in him and what he's trying to implement, and believe he is the man to bring us back to the good times. But I'm still not seeing certain things. I'm not like especially in the midfield. He was meant to be compact and things like that, away from the players learning stuff. Just it doesn't look like that in my opinion. But it's early. I'm not drawing any conclusions. I'm just answering a question out loud that I was asked with my friends and thought it'd be decent content. So yeah, man. Guys, deluded, get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish. I'm out.